My name is Frank van der Horst and today I'm going to interview Veronica Gugugian. Hi Veronica, how are you doing?
Hello Frank, I'm amazing. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. You're looking beautiful.
Thank you, I feel amazing.
Yeah. The header on your LinkedIn profile says strategy, evangelist, connector, public speaker, founder at Spin Ideas and Base Conference. That's a lot and I want to know everything about it. But first, tell me something about your background and what brought you to the Netherlands. Was it love?
Yes, actually it was. I'm Romanian and I moved here in 2010. Time flies. I'm always saying this, you are moving to a new country mainly for 3 reasons, and those will be either love, either work, or study. And I followed my heart, so I moved here with my boyfriend. We are still together, happy to see that. And we said we want an adventure, let's see what happens. And this became our home now.
And what was the adventure?
The adventure was to start all over again, basically. You are meeting new people, you are leaving your house, your family, everything that you know behind, and you come to the unknown, basically, because you don't know anything. Or even if you know something, sometimes you discover what you know or the impression that you have of something can be totally different from the reality.
So you immediately started as a strategy evangelist?
No. No. Actually, I felt quite lost when I moved here because, as I said, my family was home, my friends, my network, my business, everything was there. And I came here and I actually knew just one person in the entire city besides my boyfriend. So initially I was quite lost. But slowly I start meeting people. I got a job to understand how Dutch people think, what's their mentality, what's the work ethics, what happens here, basically. And this is how everything started.
And what happens here, I often wonder myself. But anyway.
I think what happens here, it's an amazing mix of different culture. And this is what I love the most about Amsterdam and the Netherlands, is the fact that you have the chance every single day to meet someone from a different culture, different country, that they left everything behind, like myself, and they just came here to have an adventure, basically.
Okay. And what was your first job?
I worked as a marketing and sales consultant for a media company focused on expatriates.
And what did you do?
Basically, I created marketing strategies and I sold them to companies all over the world.
Okay. So that's the first step in becoming a strategy evangelist?
I wouldn't say that's the first step. I would say that's in the middle of the process, because I used to do marketing before. I studied marketing. I used to own e-commerce platform, so marketing and everything around it is not new to me.
Okay. But then you say evangelist, again, what are you preaching? Because the word suggests something like that.
Yes, and I actually gave it quite a lot of thought should I be bold enough to use that word. And what I'm preaching is strategy, because marketing is quite broad and everyone talks about marketing. And you'll have people saying marketing and understanding by marketing social media, or understanding videos, or understanding content. But what I'm preaching is the strategy. So all of these elements or tactics or tools, however you want to call them, they need to be under a bigger umbrella that actually express who you are as a company or entrepreneur, who your audience is. You really need to have a deep understanding of them. You do need to set up goals, because without a goal, you don't know where you're heading. Like, think about yourself. And I'm pretty sure majority of the people start their day with a to-do list. Is exactly the same thing. And of course, then we have the fun part, the one where we start connecting all of these elements and we create a strategy.
Okay, connecting all the parts. That's the first thing what you think about when you were talking about connector?
Yes and no.
Okay.
When I think about connector, it's not about just connecting things.
Okay.
I think it's about connecting the right things. And this is what I do when I connect people. It doesn't make sense to introduce to people that do the same thing if I know they will consider themselves competitors. However, if you put people with complementary skills or heading towards the same idea but looking for other people to lift them up, that's a totally different thing. So I'm about connecting the right dots or connecting them in the right way.
Okay, and that was the beginning of Spin Ideas?
Spin Ideas was, so I work for the media company,
Yes.
and I loved it. And that was a good journey and helped me a lot to understand the culture, to meet people, to create my network again. And deep down, I always felt I'm an entrepreneur and I miss working for myself. I miss creating. I miss the diversity. So I decided it was time to say goodbye, close that chapter, and start something new. And because of my experience, I said I work with companies worldwide, small entrepreneurs, biggers, corporates. What I noticed, all of them actually deep down have the same issue, and that is the strategy, working towards the same goal. It's so easy to do random things because a new tool is launched, a new trend is out there, a new social media tool is launched, like Clubhouse now, and everyone wants to jump on that boat. You have the fear of missing out. But the question is, does it actually make sense for you to do that? Sometimes it's better to stop, take a step back and analyze what's out there and what do you want and if that makes sense for you. And that's the idea that I had. And this is actually the core of what I'm doing. I'm helping them with the strategy, and that's the purpose of it, to see, does all the shiny objects coming to you, ideas or tools or however it is, make sense for you to take them on board and apply them?
Yes, and then we start spinning?
Spin in Dutch is spider.
Yes, it
so
is.
I see it is like a hub. You gather all the, or a puzzle, or whatever analogy works for you. You take all the elements and you start playing around with them. All in this frame that I explained. That's you, your course, your values, what do you strongly believe in, and then it's your audience, your goals, and then the spinning is how do you make all of this connected.
Okay. To do things that bring value to you is important, you said once to me.
Correct.
Is this one of the reasons you started the Spin Ideas meeting setup?
The online networking with the spin?
Yes.
Yes, that was also a response to the pandemic. I do like meeting people, and everyone that knows me will say that about me. During the pandemic, everything stopped. We were in the lockdown. We couldn't really go out, or if you go out to the shopping or to walk your dog or your pet. So you're quite restrictive. But people still need to meet other people, to conduct business, to be curious, to get inspired. And this is the reason for which I start the online networking with a spin, to help people get together, exchange knowledge, be curious, and get to know others that are like-minded.
Yeah, but there are a lot of this kind of initiatives around the world.
Correct.
What makes your Spin Ideas distinctive from the rest?
I will always say it's my baby, so it's different.
It's branding.
It's branding. What I strongly believe, and I'm trying to convey to people attending the online networking event, don't come to my networking to sell. Come to be curious. Come to connect with the other person. Come to just meet people. And of course, business will follow. By definition, business means you need to have a transaction. So that will follow, but it's the way you are doing it. It can be just, I have something to sell, do you want to buy it? Or being curious, who are you, Frank? And what is interesting for you? Are we in line with what we can do together? And if you do that, you are creating a relationship. And business created by relationships that have a core, at the core, the relationships are about to, we're going to grow and we're going to flourish. And they will be on a long, you're going to have a long journey where everyone is winning in the end, except for just a simple transaction.
So curiosity is a key element?
Openness and curiosity, yes.
And what else?
Amazing people.
Amazing people. Yeah,
You do need the people. You do need the people. So even if I provide the platform, but the online networking event with the online networking with the spin event is what it is because of the people attending. It's not because of me. I'm just offering a platform.
Are you selecting the people?
You know, a lot of people are asking me that. I'm not doing it in a way, yes, but it's done organically. Of course, you're going to have people interested in just coming and pitching and selling. But because I call them veterans, but actually the people that were with me and attending the events from the beginning, they kind of set the tone of the meetings. They will tell you what is allowed, what is not allowed. They will direct the conversation. So automatically, people that are just interested in purely selling, they will not going to come the second time, or they will change the way they are presenting everything because they are adapting to the energy and to the message of the event.
Yeah, that sounds great. I joined several of your meetings and I really love them very much. But you also have BASE conference. Build, advance, sustain and elevate are the 4 keywords I read.
The 4 pillars, yeah?
Yeah, well, what's that about? I mean, is it something completely different from Spin Ideas?
Yes and no, again. All of them, they have me in the middle, so they are connected.
Oh, that's it.
BASE was created purely because of my need. I'm scaling Spin Ideas, and I realize I'm missing some knowledge. I'm missing the right people in my entourage to help me grow it. I'm missing the right knowledge. So I joined forces with Lana Yelenev, and she's in the same stage with her business as myself. And how can we overcome this? And both of us, we learn best from others. And we were like, how about we create our own tribe? How about we are bringing people together that one have the knowledge, others have the same need. We involve also people from the government. That how can the government help you? Because you're not really alone. You can't grow alone. And this is how BASE started. We sat down and we thought, what do you need in a business in order to scale up and to do it in a organic way? And we identified the 4 pillars that you mentioned. Build. Build is all about the company culture, the people around, the leadership. How do you select the right people and how you empower them? How are you a leader towards them? Advance is all about marketing and sales because you do need to be out there. And sustain.
Sustain.
I was thinking which one is sustain. It's about the profitability side, how to grow in a sustainable way. And elevate is about innovation. You do need to introduce innovation in order to scale up your business.
What kind of people join the conference?
They are all, I'm very happy with the profile. So they are all entrepreneurs. Okay. And they are entrepreneurs about to either to scale their business, or they're already at that level, they are already there and they want to share their knowledge with others and to help them. And the reality is you will always grow your business. You do have a moment where you need to stop in order to create the processes and make sure you have the right people to sustain you. And then again, you're going to grow. And it's fine to choose like this is the level, the maximum level I want to be. But you do need to realize it and you need to have options.
Okay, online networking is like a first date. If all of you, if all you do is talking about yourself, there won't be a second date. Paraphrasing David Beebe, who said that. What do you think?
I think that's right. And when you ask me if I select the people, and I said it's quite natural, the ones that all they want to do is to talk about themselves, they will not going to come the second time because it's not their platform.
Something completely different. What's your favorite dish?
Ooh, depending on the day and the weather. What I love the most will be as dessert the crème brûlée. Oh, I love that.
Crème brûlée, okay. For starter or?
Oh, I could eat it for
you.
for every single dish. Oh, okay. And the éclair. Ooh.
Oh, yes, that's nice too. All right. Who is your role model for your work, the things you're doing? Who do you think is, well, that's a great person, great organization. I'm really inspired by them or her or him.
You know, I always dread this question because I can't say I have one person. I think I'm looking around and I'm taking a little bit from everyone. And they don't need to be, Frank, you inspire me, Herman as well. Like every single person brings something new and you just need to see what resonates with you and how can you take that amazing thing that the person is sharing or doing and incorporate it and make it yours. I think it's very dangerous to just look at a person and to copy what they're doing, because that will not allow you to bring your own creativity, your own personality, your own way of doing things. And I think that's very important. And I think that actually makes each of us different. Show your personality.
If you consult organizations, people, entrepreneurs, what is the one thing you nearly always encounter in terms of their problem or challenge? Is there a common denominator?
They are doing too many things. I'm guilty of that as well. That's a very good question. The common one, no one is really sticking to their planning.
Okay.
I think that's the hardest for them, to really stick to, even if I had a call the other day with someone, and I'm very surprised they want someone to help them with their strategy because they actually have it in place. But what I realized why they need help is it's very hard to stick to it, and especially when you're bringing new people on board, to train them, to allow them to be creative while sticking to the strategy. And it's very important, how do you involve everyone and how do you communicate that?
But why is that so important, to focus on the things you think are important?
You mean in terms of strategy,
yeah,
or in terms
what
of
you
life?
just said, yeah.
Because otherwise you're gonna get lost, and it's very hard to finish something if you're not really putting your energy into it. And as I said a couple of minutes ago, a new shiny object always comes towards you because we are bombarded by new information.
Yeah.
And that's amazing on one hand, but can be a downfall in the other hand. So it's very important, if you know where you want to go, to be selective. And maybe something is very good and you want to try it, but it's not the right moment. And if you have a good planning, you can say, it's not time now, because now I need to focus on, I don't know, on plan A, but this can happen in second quarter or third quarter or later in the year, or maybe next year.
Okay.
So it's about being able to finish and to bring something to the public.
Okay, that's for business. And do you have a suggestion for life?
Just be curious and try everything. There you can try everything.
There you can try everything, okay. Well, every entrepreneur encounters some setbacks. Can you share one with me and how you dealt with it?
I'm trying to see which one. Of course, we have setbacks. I think I love collaborations. Of course, if I like people, if I like working with others and being curious, you want to create too much. One will be to try to do too many things and not to select the right people for that. And can be very hard, at least for me, to say no to someone, or to say, hey, this is not working, we need to break up, basically. And I had to do it. I think selecting the right people.
And how do you do that?
How do you select?
Yeah, how do you select the right people for you?
I do. What I learned during the years is to start listening to my gut feeling. You feel, I'm pretty sure everyone has it in a different way. Like, I do feel it kind of here in my tummy. Others are feeling it more rational. But the moment when you meet someone and you feel like something is not right, like everything sounds perfect, but I don't feel right about this. And so many times I actually jumped on board and said yes. And I ended up regretting it. So what I'm teaching myself, or what I'm learning how to do now, is to listen to my gut. Listen to if something is not right, doesn't feel right, I need to either put a break and visit it at a later stage, or just say no to it.
So you learned to trust your gut feeling?
Yes.
All right. There's no planning for that, is it?
It is not.
Okay, do you have a credo you live by, or a value you cherish a lot, to say, okay, well, this is me. This is it.
Curiosity and connecting. I always do that. If I sit to people and I have a feeling like these two people should meet because they think the same, or they something is there. Connect the people. Just connect it. Don't think about what am I gaining out of this. Leave that aside. Just do it. Go and connect people. And be curious. Go and listen to that person. And don't stay like, what do you do as a business? Like, learn about that person. Because you never know what will come out of it. And actually the best, I ended up working with Lana, not because we were in line in terms of business at that moment, but because we just connected as human beings, as people, and we believe in the same things. And that's actually the secret to a good collaboration. If you have the same values and you believe in the same things, then you have the plate to be able to, or the playing ground to be able to create.
And the next question is your dreams, because you're telling us a lot about connecting, be curious and so on. But what is your dream, your real ambition? Suppose that I talk to you again in 3 years.
Oh, I'm very lucky to say I'm working towards my dream. So in 3 weeks...
Oh, you have a plan.
Of course I have a plan. My sister makes fun of me that I don't feel good if I don't have a plan. And she's right about that. I do have a plan. I do want to grow my team, and I do have amazing people now. I'm very happy with them, and I'm working to be able to keep them and to grow them. I'm launching now a service for corporates that is just launched. So in 3 years, I hope it will be a big success, and we are able to work in several continents with it and to be able to teach others how to implement the methodology. The name of the product is Spinnergenics. And my dream is created in order to create a marketing strategy that actually involves all the departments.
Okay.
And everyone is taking it on board and working towards it. So I'm not alone. I'm working with David Kislet on it, and I hope that we'll be able to license it, basically, because it's our own methodology.
Oh, okay, it's a kind of consultancy.
It is a consultancy.
Oh, it's a consultancy.
But it starts as a consultancy because we tap into the knowledge of the company, and we create based on that together with them.
All right. Stopping advertising to save money is like stopping your watch to save time, according to Henry Ford. What do you think?
I agree to a specific extent. You do need to advertise, but I'm always for organic growth. So when I say marketing, it's not necessarily going and buying advertisement. That being said, you do need to do it in specific moments and specific times, and for depending in the industry. But that doesn't mean you need to stop your marketing altogether. So even if things are going good, keep on being active when it comes to your marketing. I always say marketing is a marathon, it's not a sprint. For me, the advertisement campaigns are the sprints, when you want to push something or to bring more fuss or more awareness on a specific service or product or a campaign that you're running. But marketing is something that needs to happen constantly.
Okay. I have 2 questions left for you.
Okay.
The first one is, you are an entrepreneur. What insight or learning you would like to share with other entrepreneurs?
Actually I said this before, have people that sustain you and help you grow, but always have at least one critic there. Because your friends will always want to say you're doing such a great job and to encourage you, but you're learning what you need to improve from your critics, because they will be brutally honest sometimes. But that's actually the best way to improve and to grow. So always have a critic around you.
A critic around you, be curious and be open-minded. Then I think the 3 things which are the common denominator somehow.
Yes, they are.
And I'm not very curious, how can people contact you?
It's quite easy. You can come to my LinkedIn profile, reach out to me, or you have my email address, veronica@spinideas.nl. Reach out to me, and or come to one of the online networking events and let's have a chat.
That's a very good idea. Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you so much, Frank, for having me.